Zoe returned to the council table and sat down slowly. To new students aspiring to begin this path of service, to the initiates who have passed through the lessons and are with us in this endeavor, and to our disciples who adhere to the teachings and all of our teachers who are the leadership of the hierarch, I speak the same words. Listen and listen carefully. My words will not leave your mind until you decide. We are asked by indescribable powers to do something of monumental importance. We are asked to follow a course that has been prepared for us, and we have been unaware of why. The hierarch was set up to do this work. We have wondered, but did not realize that our collective effort would be demanded in this way. But we are being asked in a communion of energies to bring about a great change in the force and path of energy to this sphere. We are asked to overcome by clearing the Zarksa from our system. They who have taken away our freedom through subversion of nature must be met squarely, and we must accept truth by bringing back into our lives our liberated, powerful, creative imagination. We are asked to break free from limitation. The rays of Zaya are returning. Our purpose calls for this to happen. I ask you to hold to your own soul as the winds of change whip about you, as the world you see goes under the darkness. Hold to your breath of spirit. I ask you to do this as physical life changes its face before your eyes. The changes are here. The end is now. If you cannot do this work, hold yourself in honor and courage, or will not, you will be unable to stay within the hierarch. Then you must leave. You leave with honor. You are not judged if you choose not to follow the destiny of the hierarch. If you stay, you must perform. Zor let the room stay in silence. 2 students moved from their seats and walked out of the council. Avatar walked with them as they were led away. You must be fully committed and sure you are able to do this work. You are being asked for a full commitment. I will not release this information until I am sure of all of you. This is a graduation into a great work. I ask you now to meditate. The masters of the hierarch will check your resolve through meditative sensitivity. Vela will guide you through this process. Allow your mind to drop off all the interference. Allow the Sechas to reach into and speak with your inner teachers, Vela said. The Sechas were working in unison in a Chasma circle. Vela, Vesia, Riath, Lysa, Sia, Sia, and Ser gathered together in a collective circle for this process. Vela spoke. Allow your mind to come into the circle as we call your name. In meditation deep and calm we speak with you within. As I listened for my name I stayed calm. This process was considered occult and contained within the feminine mysteries of the Elvari, the Chasma circle. I heard the names go into the circle. A silent decree was given of their willingness to hold frequency. All were being passed over in a ceremony of group initiation. Talar's name was called and listened. His consciousness was pulled to the circle. I heard Kayaks, Zobri, Drive Rimak and Orstar all called and brought into the circle. One after another each were called. Then it was my turn. Risa, come into our circle. I was breathing easily when I heard my name. Instantly I was within a circle of light with a collective consciousness enclosing all around. In the surreal projection I could hear words being asked and automatically another voice answered. They were in contact with my inner teacher. I listened to information being passed back and forth. I listened to strengths and weaknesses. I noticed Vela's energy. She asked, "Is Risa ready to hold the power? Without hesitation in my own inner voice, I said yes. Suddenly I was outside of the circle again, feeling an uplift of energy. The circle was a ring of initiatory fire that purified my soul in that experience. This integrated me into a fuller consciousness. A few more were asked to leave because they were not ready. They were taken out by the votars and given time to rest and consider if they would wish to stay with the hierarch. It was not my concern. I did not know any of these students very well. They seemed more interested in the safety of the hierarch than the purpose. The process concluded with Zo. He was released from the Chumsa circle. Seal the doors of the sanctuary. He asked for the doors to be sealed, and then he began to speak through group consciousness about the secret discovery. The council chambers were quiet as I entered. Everyone sat in silent meditation, motionless and still. This council was very important. The complete desire were requested to be in attendance. It is unusual to hold a council of this type during the zenith. The number of new desire was roughly 80 new students, with the scientists, healers, Sechers, and the masters. One Votar contingent were attending in position as guardians. Under the pure spectrum white lights, the Votars' glistening black-green uniforms shimmered. Their telecoms units flashed connective linkages to each other. The Votars communicated constantly through biotechnological attuned systems. This was unusual and highly irregular to see the intense degree security. Underlying the tension were reports of accusations, secret meetings, aggressive actions behind the scenes in government and the Azure Soul. The world situation was beginning to get worse. As I sat in meditation but could not concentrate, I was aware of the changes in the world. I had just returned from the city experience. I saw how OBS was infecting the civilization. OBS was much more deadly than I had understood from my own struggle. The mindless ones are everywhere. This is civilization may be lost, it is not what I want, they are crude and almost animals. This is not the world I want to belong to. The moments of intensity began to grow as I could not keep my thoughts quiet. The smell of the smoke, dust and ash were everywhere. I remember the filth and the disasters of life being torn from the body. The ones I saw in the crowd were hopelessly corrupted. Their lives are shamed of their divine powers of Zaya. This is something I could not shake from my memory. I will not give in to enabling this catastrophe. I am strong to walk the path of light. I will walk it even in the face of all that are only placeholders in the destruction. The soulless ones are everywhere, they have no light and they are infected by OBS. The Zarksa have infiltrated all forms of life in Aloe. All is lost. I must attend to my attitude. I am still in control of my humor. Even all healing activity ceased for this general council. The healing chambers were vacant and all public classes were cancelled during this hour. All food preparations and other activities except for the most crucial were stopped. The powers of organization within the university are a marvel. The soft internal music of the sanctuary became silent to allow quiet group meditation. With the simplest of ritual, the ceremony brought a grandeur. Within the center of the crescent-shaped lectern, Zo seated himself next to Lash on his right and Vela on his left. Next to Lash was Zobri. Next to Vela, Vesia. They were wearing formal attire of loose-fitting tailored robes designed in white silk and golden trim of the Hierarch Masters. The Masters of the Hierarch were meeting to discuss environmental, political and energy changes in the world. Nothing is held undisclosed long in the Hierarch. Knowledge is open before all who are here. The leadership of Hierarch seated themselves around the central table. Larger cycles are issues of importance before all the desire,